discuss the first chapter from the 6th standard, the food, where does it come from? Okay, so we all need food. We all love eating food also. We eat chapati, we eat rice, fruits, vegetables, pulses, and some people even love eating the fish, meat, eggs. So, if you want to define the food, how will you define? We can define a food as any substance which gives us energy to do work, to grow, to maintain our body and to be healthy. Okay? We can define the food as any substance which we consume and which gives us energy to do work, to grow, to maintain our body and also to be healthy. So not only human beings, the food is required even for the other animals and the plants too. They all require food. So food is very much essential for the survival of the life. Food, we need to eat the food for the survival. Okay? In order to be alive, we need to eat the food. So food is very much essential for our life. And so it is our duty to not to waste the food. Now, do you like eating the same kind of food every day? If I give you rice and dal every day in the morning, evening, night, every day, do you like eating it? No, we don't like it. We feel bored. We want different varieties. Okay? We love eating food, different kind of food at different times on different days. So, the food which we eat, this variety, this is called as a variety. Okay? The food which we eat at different times, with different types of food is eaten at different times and on different days. So there are many different varieties of food. As we move to different part of the countries, we find different variety of food. Some people love eating the food which is made up of wheat, like noodles, the bread, the chapati. Okay? And some people, they love eating the food which is made out of rice. It may be the idli, dosa or the boiled rice. And some people, they love eating the food of like meat, egg, fish. So we have very different varieties of the food. We have very different varieties and different people, they eat different varieties of food. Depending upon the habits, the lifestyle, the availability of the food and of course the taste of the food. Okay? Different people, they eat different food based on their lifestyle, their habit, the availability of the food and of course the taste of the food. So, if you want to prepare any food items or any dish, you need to add some ingredients in it. You need to add some substance. Okay? That substance which you add to prepare the food, we call it as an ingredients. Okay? So, what is ingredients? The ingredients are the substance which are added to make a food item or the dish, we call them as an ingredients. So, if you take a look at the food what you eat in your day-to-day life, they are not made up of using one or two ingredients. For the number of ingredients differ. Okay, there is a different number of ingredients required for different types of food. Some food they require large number of ingredients, and some food they can prepare using only little number of ingredients. Suppose if you take an example of a rice, it can be prepared using only two ingredients, the raw rice and the water. Using only two ingredients, we prepare the rice. But if you want to prepare a vegetable curry, we cannot prepare the same with the two ingredients. We need to have large number of ingredients. We need to have in vegetables. We want salt, we want spices, we want oil or ghee, water and salt of course. So these are some of the different ingredients required for the preparation of vegetable curry. So the number of ingredients required to prepare a dish differs based on the food items you are preparing. Now important thing you must note here is the ingredients like vegetables, the spices, the oil, where does this come from? Okay, some of the ingredients like vegetables, pulses, rice, they all come from the plant source. And some other ingredients like ghee, meat, fish, egg, they come from the animal source. Next, we will study about the source of food. Main source of the food for the plants. So, we came to know that the main source of food, they are the plants and animals. Now, we'll study the plant parts as a food. The various parts of the plants which are used as a food materials by us are stem, leaves, flowers, roots and seeds. We'll discuss about it one by one. First, we'll study the plant root as a food. Some plants, they are going to store the food in their roots, which are actually are modified roots, and we eat the roots of such plants as a food. For example, we can give the example of carrot, radish, beetroot, sweet potato, which we use as a food. Okay, so these are some of the modified root which we use as a food. So here in the image they have given about only the roots. So apart from the in the image they are given only carrot. Apart from the carrot, we can give the example of radish, beetroot and also the sweet potato. The next we will study is the plant stems as a food. Some plants store food in stems, which are actually the modified stem, and we eat the stem of such plants as food. For example, onion, potato, ginger, garlic, turmeric, they are all the examples of the uh, stem as a food. The next we will study here is about the plant leaves as a food. So we eat many leafy vegetables like the spinach. Okay, this is the best example where we eat. And we are also we eat the mustard plant, the leaf of the mustard plants. And the cabbage is also the best example of the leaves of the plants which is used as a food. Then we can go the flowers as a food. The flowers of some plants are eaten as a food. For example, the flowers of banana plants. Okay, they are eaten as a vegetable in many parts of our country. The flowers of pumpkin plant is also consumed as a food. Next, we'll study about the fruits as a food. There are some plants which store the food in their fruits. So we eat the fruits of such plants as a food. For example, we have apple, orange, peach, mango, banana, grapes, guava, tomato, brinjal, lady's finger. They are all the fruits which we eat as a food. Next we have seeds. Some plants, what they do, they store the food in their seeds. So we eat the seeds of plants as a food. Like example will be the wheat, maize, rice, sorghum, the groundnut, the mustard, the soya bean. These are all the seeds. We use seeds of a wheat plants to make flour for making chapati, bread and noodles. Now what happens, the some plants have two or more edible parts which we can use as a food. If you take an example of a mustard plant, in mustard plant the leaves of the mustard plants are used as a leafy vegetable, and the seeds of the mustard plants are used to extract the mustard oil which is used in cooking. Okay, in the same way the banana plants, the fruits of the banana plants are used as a food, and the flowers of banana plant is also used as a food in the form of vegetables. So this is the sprouted seeds. When the seeds began to grow by developing a tiny roots, we call them as in sprouts, and these sprouts are nutritious food. We'll study the method of making the sprouts from the seeds. So what you should take? You should take about 50 grams of seeds of chana, or you can take moong. We have taken here moong, and put them in a vessel containing water and keep them overnight. Next day, remove the seeds from water, and now wrap the seeds in a piece of wet cloth and keep them aside for one day. Okay, water should be sprinkled on the piece of cloth from a time to time to keep it wet. When we open the wrap, we will find a tiny little white structures have grown out of these seeds, and we say that the seeds have sprouted, or that the sprouts have been formed. Now we'll discuss about the animal products as a food. An important animal product which is used as a food is a milk. Milk is a very important animal product. From the milk, we are going to produce some other useful products like curd, butter, ghee, and cheese, paneer. All these products are obtained from the milk. So, milk is a very important animal product. Apart from the milk, the other animal products which are used as a food are chicken, eggs, mutton, and fish. There is another important animal product which is used as a food, and it is honey. Honey is a food material which is produced by insects called as honeybees. These bees they collect the nectar from the flowers of the plant and convert it into an honey. And the bees they store this honey in a structure called hives, and the hives containing the honey are called as honeycombs. This will be a honeycombs. And we can see honeycombs attached to the tall buildings or hanging from the trees. And honey is collected from such honeycombs. If you have a pet at your home, you may have observed what does this pet eat? What do they eat? So, based on what an animals eat, the animals are grouped into three categories. One is the herbivorous, the carnivorous, and the omnivorous animals. First of all, the herbivorous animals. The animals which feed, which consume the leaf, the plants, and the plant product we call it as an herbivorous animals. So, what are herbivorous animals? The animals which feed on plant and the plant products we call it as an herbivorous animals. The example will be the cow, the goat. They are the best example of the herbivorous animals. Then we have an carnivorous. The carnivorous means the animals which consume the flesh. Okay, the flesh of the other animals we call it as an carnivorous animals. The lion, the tiger, they are example of an carnivorous animals. Then we have an omnivorous animals. Omnivorous animals means the animals which consume both the plants and the animals, we call them as an omnivorous animals. We human beings will be the best example for the omnivorous animals. So, based on what animal is consuming, what an organism is consuming, we have classified the animals into three groups. They are herbivorous, carnivorous, and omnivorous. So, this is about the food, where does it come from. So, we will recall from first what we have studied. We have studied that the food. What is food? So, what is food? It is a substance which gives us energy to do work, to grow, to maintain our body, and to be healthy. We call them as a food. And we have very different variety of food. The food we eat is of very different varieties. Okay, we don't eat same food daily, but we have very much variety in our food. Then we have studied about the ingredients. The food what we eat, it contains more than one ingredients. For example, if you take a rice, it contains two different ingredients. And vegetables, it contains more than two ingredients. Then we have discussed about the source of food. The main source of food is the plants and the animals. Okay. So, then we have discussed about plant parts as a food. We consume the roots, the stem, the leaf, the flowers, the fruits, and the seeds of the plant as a food. And in animals, we are going to consume